This episode of Timber Talk is brought to you by SRB Field Rest, Bugnasty Deer Lure, Farmers Feeding the Hungry, ScentBlender. Now let's start the show with your host, Paul Scheer.
Folks, welcome to the show where we talk about truth, common sense, and the outdoors. I have my co-host today. Now, you guys heard him on the phone conversations, but he is in the studio, Mr. Zach Myers. Ooh, yeah. Oh, we'll put some cheers.
Yeah, some applause back there.
Yeah, it'd be cool as shit. But anyways, like I said, welcome to the show. Guys, today we're going to talk about, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about mistakes that hunters make, maybe some newbies to hunting, and then maybe some seasoned hunters that have to eat a tag every year and they're wondering why. It's because you suck. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to say that, but seriously. And so we're going to talk about that. That's going to be on today's show. So sit back. Let's get on with this, okay? So my first thing, and you can jump in anytime.
Gotcha.
I don't care. You can just jump in.
Yep.
I never care.
2 cents. It's all it's worth.
2 cents. That's all it is. That's it. No, you're getting paid for this shit? I'm not. Anyways, so my first one is, guys, gals, you got to lower your standards, your expectations when you're starting out hunting, because, you know, following all this social media and all this stuff saying that you got to kill the biggest buck or you're not a hunter kind of thing, you just got to lower it, man. You got to cut your teeth. You got to start just shooting some shit. You just got to get in there and start hunting. And what do you say? What do you say, Zach? Close to it?
Well, there's two different types of hunters.
Okay, let's hear it.
You got your trophy guys and you got your meat for the freezer guys.
Douchebags and real hunters. That's what I call them.
Hey, you know, free country.
Free country. It's America.
So, you know, it just, you know,
I got you.
The meat for the freezer guys.
Meat.
Do what you got to do.
You got to do it.
I did it. We did it.
I'm
for
not going
years.
to tell you how to use your tag.
Yeah, we did it. We did it for years, but we've gotten to a point now where, you know, between we do chickens every year now. And, and you know, beef's come. It's pretty easy to get a quarter, half of beef now. So freezer's pretty full. So, you know, we're not out there whacking 10 deer a year like we used to.
Yeah.
So we can afford to, you know, take the kids out and let them sit and wait for something worth putting on the wall for a little, you know.
I got nothing against that.
That's what's everybody's different.
You know, like some of these parents, like when their sons or daughters go hunting, they're like on this kick where, oh, you got to shoot, you know, this monster buck, you know, and here's this kid first time out in the woods, you know, got a little 4-point stand there. It's like, eat it, shoot it. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion.
That's a good starter.
You know, lower your standards a little bit. Let the kid learn.
Next year, go for a 5. Next year, go for a 6.
Right. It's like you got to cut your teeth a little bit in it, because it's like painting or playing a guitar or something like that. The more you do it, the better your skill is going to improve.
Yeah, it's not really going to improve. You sit there all year and don't get nothing.
Right, and there's a lot of people who do that. They're like, I didn't kill anything.
Yep, definitely with that part. Well, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, second one, I feel, stay away from your stand locations on off season.
Except for mowing and trimming, yeah.
Yeah, trimming, mowing. I don't blame this. Like, the trail cameras are a tool. Okay, it's a great tool. I wish we had it back when we started, back in the day. But you know, trail cameras are great, but I think they could be a little bit, make people more OCD on hunting. I think you can cause, because these people want to go out and they want to just keep pulling cards every week. They don't want to leave them out there. So they keep going out to these locations and they start causing the deer to have high pressure.
Yeah.
That's my opinion. Because the more you do that, the more you're near that stand or that location, you're going to push these deer away from the area.
We're pushing them to nighttime already.
Right.
Real early in the season.
I mean, what do you think?
I can see that. Now, it depends on the pressure in your area to begin with. You know, we're talking about, you know, these deer that are eating out of people's bird feeders anyway, or, you know what I mean? Or they're getting chased off by the dogs, you know, in the backyard, or, you know, are these deer that are on, you know, they're running, you know, 800,000-900,000 acres of, you know, with cornfields and cows and, you know,
I mean, you think it's good to keep going back to your stand and trimming?
No, I mean, those cameras
doing all this
anymore.
stuff?
They're made. You could put those cards in there, and they can go for weeks. Weeks on the batteries.
They can. But I mean, like, even trimming. Like, I pick, like, one day out of the, off season. I'll go in there, I'll trim some limbs, or I'll, maybe clear some brush, and then I never go back.
Yeah.
And it seems to be better that way. And a lot of people, they just keep going back. It's like they go back. I don't know if they just like going there just to look at it up in the tree, or, maybe they're just got this trail cam fetish. I don't know what it is.
I don't know. But what I have seen is the deer, they pay attention to it.
Oh, they do.
So these, I've seen it before where if you go out there and you're going out there every day, and if you're feeding, because we're legally allowed to, we have been for years, and you're going out there and you're dropping a little food every day, the deer hear the bike or whatever you're taking out there to do it. Well, they know, just like a deer feeder, when it goes off,
ding, ding, ding,
ding, ding. That's the dinner bell. Here they come.
Bell, yeah.
So, if you go out there, it's the same thing. You could go out there, check your camera, put your food out, go sit in your stand. They're coming out in 5 minutes.
Yeah, well, you can. I mean,
but that's how much they can pick up. Your smart bucks, yes, they're going to smell you and be
they're
like,
not going to be around. They'll be there at night.
Yeah,
I'll
see you at 3 a.m.
Yeah, they'll be there when you're just waking up.
Or if it gets dark at 8, I'll see you at 8:10.
Right. And I mean, that's another thing. It just, to me, if you stay away from it, I found out, a couple years back, I would do the same thing. I'd go out and I pull these cards, or I'd send another. I'm like, well, I didn't get a good visual on this one, so I move it, 50 feet over this way. And I kept going in there. And then when deer season came, I maybe saw one deer and it was gone. The last couple of years, I've left that stand alone. The only thing I would do is clear out a trail so I don't get a briar in my balls. And I go down and I clear it and leave it alone. And then I'd see all these deer. Like, it was a miracle.
Yeah, no pressure.
I was like, there it is.
No pressure.
And I think a lot of hunters make that mistake. And you can cause those high-pressured area. You can make your whole hunting spot a high-pressure area just by going there all the time, taking an ATV. And there's certain times you use a chainsaw, and there's a certain time not to. I've seen those guys just, 2 weeks before hunting season, and they're just like, I'm going to cut down that tree. Don't do that. That's part of your problem.
You never know how it's going to turn out.
Yeah, don't. You're not doing yourself any favors. And
sit there, run a chainsaw, and one might come over and look at you like, "What are you doing?"
I don't know. Maybe
instead of running the other way. Yeah,
that's the one that has no nuts and it's part male, part female. It questions its sexuality. Maybe, I don't know. It might be.
You got anything to eat over there?
Yeah, come here, buddy. Anywho, how about keeping it simple? A lot of hunters don't keep hunting it's simple.
It's easy to get deep in it.
I mean deep.
Deep. You watching these shows and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, there's so much you can get
Real
into.
Tree, moss yoke.
So much you can do. It's unbelievable.
And
a lot of it works.
Yeah.
It does, but, I mean, between money and time, and most of us, Joe Schmoes can't afford to do the stuff these guys are doing.
I remember, like, starting out, even rifle season when I was a kid, I'd wear, like, coveralls or Carhartts or maybe blue jeans, some army jacket, throw on some orange, grab a side knife, and go out, with a rifle and kill deer. I walk right up on it. Hell, we used to have that old analogy, if it was brown, it was down, It's like, oh, deer, I don't care, shoot it, Go back, smoke some dope. But, anymore, I think people think they have to buy this, $1,000 worth of camo. They got to buy the newest bows, the newest crossbows, and they just don't keep it simple, and I blame social media for that mainly, because you see all these big shots. They're like, well, you got to buy this camo or you won't kill a deer.
Buy this Sitka $400 jacket.
Right. I've seen you in a T-shirt in a blind, just a black T-shirt. You're like, hey, I don't even know if it's scent free.
It's not.
Works.
It probably smells like smoke from the fire we were standing over.
Wood fire. Well, fire's cover.
Wood fire is cover.
They say that. I don't know. No, if you're burning garbage,
Yep. That's true.
If you're burning your wife's like Tampax or whatever, it probably doesn't smell that well.
Oh,
you might get attacked.
Them boys are in heat.
Woo.
Hang that in a tree and see what happens.
I know. I've heard stories many, many times, but I'm like, they got to keep it simple. Even you newcomers out there, you new kids, keep it simple, man. I mean, hunting's not hard. You just need to go out there, make sure your equipment's sighted in, it shoots properly.
Shoot.
You got a sharp knife. And you could sit your ass quiet as hell. Don't be so ADH. Just sit there and sit and be quiet.
If you're stand hunting, you should shoot the same way. It
Yeah,
helps a lot.
that's what they say. But
especially if you're looking at anywhere from shooting straight down all the way out to 40 or 50 yards, your angles change the whole way you go. Just practice.
I mean, I know, and there's people to go out there and they don't even sight in their gun for like 5 years.
Yeah.
It's been 5 years. They haven't seen nothing.
What did I miss this year?
I don't
I don't know.
Well,
I don't think I bumped the scope.
And they shoot and it's far to the right or high to the left. And they're like, I can't believe
gun.
that's on. Yeah.
Stupid gun.
It's the gun. I'm selling it. I'm going to tell my dad to buy me a new one. And you got to be keeping it simple out there, man. You gotta hunt simple. Don't worry about having the best of the best because you don't need the best of the best. You need a decent blind. You need a decent stand. You need a good gun, a good bow. And stay in your budget. That's another thing. A lot of people don't stay in their budgets. Now, if you live with mommy and daddy and they buy you everything you want, great. But if you're just an adult, like most of us are, you can't buy everything.
There's stuff on Marketplace every day.
Yeah. You could tell who's the hunter because they're like, camo pants. Why would you get rid of your camo pants? That makes no sense.
All those years in the Army, I got a lot of
Boots.
Army, a lot of camo.
Who the hell would buy someone else's boots, though? That seems creepy to me. I don't know. It's like you'll get like foot fungus and I don't know.
It depends on how used.
Maybe. I mean, I don't
Has it
know.
got holes in it yet? Is it ready for duct tape?
A lot of my boots were. I bought that Walmart special back in the day because I'm like, let's see, should I eat or have hunting boots?
Yeah.
Okay, hunting boots.
I don't worry about that so much anymore.
I don't either.
I can go out in my tennis shoes and just turn my heater up a little bit more.
Yeah, you probably have like sandals and everything else.
Turn the heater up.
If you've seen his blind, he's all comfort. He's all comfort. Probably got a recliner in there.
Hopefully next year is bigger and better.
You need to put like
Coffee
a
maker.
kegerator.
Coffee for the morning, kegerator for later.
That's what I'm saying. Dark coffee in the morning.
Smart TV. We can sit there and watch our hunting shows while we're hunting.
That's all you need, Roku.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Good to go.
It's all right there, So keep it simple, stupid. Don't be idiots. Just don't make hunting so damn complicated. Okay, here's the other thing I think people make a mistake. Multiple stands are never the solution. That's my opinion. Multiple stands.
Depends on where.
Well, let's say.
What's the scenario?
The scenario is you got a guy or a gal. I'm not sexist. So you got a guy or a gal that's got 10 acres.
That's tight.
It's tight. And then he wants to go out and hang 4 stands.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. But I'm trying to keep it simple here. So you don't want to do that. That's the biggest mistake. Like, I don't get. I blame Realtree or Mossy Oak. They got like multiple stands. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They go out there and they hang like 4 or 5 stands. If you got 10 acres or 20 acres or 30, you do not have that much room. No. I guarantee. There's a lot of briars. You don't have that much room.
I think of what we had. We got 90 acres and 3 to 4 stands.
Really?
Yeah. And 2 blinds.
I got 100 and I got 3.
Yeah. That's pretty close to the same.
And then the other one, I got 1.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, they make that mistake. And I used to do it too, man. I would hang this stand and I'd sit there and I hunt during bow season and I see the buck over here. And I'm like, damn it. And I grab my climber.
I'm on the wrong path.
Yeah. And I grab the climber and I go on the other side. And then I see the buck underneath my other stand. The same one I was just in. And I'm like, son of a bitch. So basically, you just got to be patient and you just stay in one stand, maybe 2. Like we got blinds for the weather, some of us use it for luxury.
Yep.
But we got blinds for the weather. So, keep us out of the rain and the snow and all this stuff, or if you want to take a nice warm nap. And then other people have hang-ons, maybe 1, 2, depending on the location. But I think if you keep it fair, you're saying 90 acres, let's say 100 acres. If you got 100 acres, 2 stands should be enough. Wouldn't you say? 2?
Not quite. I'd say at least 4.
And your trucks included.
At least 4. No, that's the blinds are for.
Yeah.
No,
the blind.
No, the truck's good. No, I used to do the same stuff, and I figured out, it takes forever to move a stand by yourself.
It does.
It just takes forever. So you know
Ladder
what?
stands.
I started watching some more shows. On TV. I learned a lot from TV, honestly. I mean, it does teach you a lot. Don't get me wrong. Just most people can't afford some of the stuff these guys are using, but you learn really quick. I figured out, that buck, had I have been in the stand that I was, but had I have had a rattle bag, a doe bleat, depending on what month it is,
depending on the season,
maybe a little buck nasty hanging in a tree right beside me or something.
Yeah, buck,
maybe he'd come seen old Pop.
Maybe multiple stands for me. I say keep it.
I've got 4. I probably only used 2.
4. Okay, I got 8. Not bragging, but I only use like 2.
Yeah, I only use 2 because it's the normal pass.
It's a lot of work to hang these stands.
I've got other ones, and for years that I noticed that their patterns had changed, and then they went back to where they were. So now I'm back to the other, but I still left the other stands.
Well, I always have Old Faithful. Yeah. I got an Old Faithful stand.
Oh yeah,
and then I got a blind location. Then I can put the blind there, and I know that deer are used to it, and so I'll have a blind and a hang on or a ladder stand in a certain location. Some places, if I'm hunting near public land, I'll have one ladder stand, chain it up real good, and have the cameraman there, and that's good. I mean, once again, this also comes to you. A lot of people have this 200-acre mentality, but they only have 10 acres to play with.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Don't make that mistake of thinking that you should put in food plots, feeders.
You can try.
Blinds. I mean, you could.
You can try.
But I mean, seriously. I mean, I've seen Polacks do that.
You can you put that feeder in there, but every time the dog goes out and barks at him, the deer get smart and they start coming in after dark.
Yeah, I mean, feeders. If you can put feeders out, they're a blessing.
Absolutely.
But I mean, back in the day, we didn't have feeders. We weren't allowed using feeders. I mean, I'm sure somebody dumped them, but it wasn't me. I'm just saying somebody probably did in the past.
Yeah.
And but now, I mean, if you can put a feeder up any acre, I don't care how many acres you got, don't try to have that mentality when you're hunting or setting up, stands and stuff. Just, hey, if you got 10 acres, there's nothing wrong. I've killed deer out of 7 acres once. One little 7-acre little lot, and I've killed a decent buck. Yeah. I was proud of it.
That's another thing. Depends. You trophy hunting or you meat hunting?
I don't know what. I was just hunting.
There's a big difference right there.
I go out and I just hunt. I just let it be, and I just hunt.
I see it and I feel like it. It's going home with me.
Yeah.
Get in the truck.
That doe's dead. Murr. Like we heard the can this year. Murr.
I love the can.
I don't know. I thought I did, but now every time I hear it, I get these, bad flashbacks of someone stealing a deer.
I've had very good luck with the can.
Oh, I'm sure you have. But I'm saying now that I hear the can, it's like brings me back to that. Well, Fine Line was here, the thief, brings me back to that. It's a really sore spot for me. Every time I hear that, and I'm like, oh, damn it, that son of a bitch. I should have shot him. No, I'm just kidding. Here's the biggest one. And I know this is where we're going to differ. I believe that you shouldn't play the wind. You shouldn't play the wind at all in a hunting situation. Because to me, if you play the wind, you will never hunt. That's my opinion. What do you say? Because I know.
Opposite. Complete opposite.
Okay, explain to me why. Why?
I use the wind, and I've always used the wind. And I set up, majority of my stands are set up so that I'm on the upwind side of the paths that these deer usually use. Every year it's always the same. Wooden stand in the middle of a tree, wide open. I literally get home from work. I'm still in my army fatigues. Grab my bow and run out the door. I've been sweating in them all day. I got aircraft grease on them, fuel, you name it. It's on me.
You should try ScentBlender.
I'm 15, 18 feet up in a tree, and it was every day you get 8, 9s, and 10s that would just walk right in front. I could pick what I want.
Right.
It didn't matter because the wind was blowing in my face. They had no idea that I was there. Now, if they come in behind me, it was game over.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Forget it.
I mean, should you be a weatherman and like every time, I don't have a southwest wind, so I guess I'm not going to hunt today, and you only have 2 days to hunt.
No, I went out anyway.
You go out, right?
I'll still went.
I mean, you can play the wind to a certain point. I'm not saying you don't. I mean, I'm really big on cover scent, and I'm really big on, kind of following the wind direction, but last couple years I don't follow the wind direction anymore, and I do pretty damn good.
I like firewood smoke as a cover
fire
scent.
smoke. You like smoke. Yeah, years ago we talked about smoke. There was a guy who was burning his clothes over a fire, and I'm like, smoke is not natural in the woods. It's like Bambi, in a fire.
But if you're around a bunch of houses that are burning wood for heat, they're used to smelling that smell every once in a while.
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't get them on edge.
Right.
That's the way I look at it. Especially if I'm sitting in a blind and I know I'm going to be 6 yards from these guys.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather that smell be there than me and, my 10-year-old chewing on candy or something. You know what I mean?
I eat a lot of candy in the stand. I don't care. That's
especially after Halloween.
I know, Halloween. But we still got candy left over. And it's like past December.
We don't. We left it in the blind, and I'm pretty sure the mice ate it all.
Oh, God. Fuck it. Them mice always get in there and tear shit up. But like I said, I don't know. I guess you could play the wind to a certain point if it works for you. But going back to what we said, to multiple stands, like you watch these social media people, and they're like, you got to play this part of the wind. So if it's real windy at this certain, if it's not a southwest wind, we're not hunting that today. And they try to be like weather people, and they try to tell the new people, hey, you got to be like a weatherman and study, the heat and the pressure.
If you got the time and the effort and the money to get that deep into it, you're not Joe Schmo.
I've seen fuckers with like dry erase boards.
Don't let it deter you. Just go.
Just go hunting.
Just go hunt.
That's the biggest mistake, And here's the other thing. Speaking of that, because we talk about, these people on social media and all this crap. Don't buy into the hypes and the bullshit from some of these people on YouTube. Not saying we don't bullshit you. We're kind of telling you just our aspect.
Shit that I do.
Yeah, it's shit that we do. But there's some of these guys that they'll go out and get these big sponsors, not like us. I mean, they have huge sponsors that'll get this money, and they'll tell you that this camo you got to have, this scent works. You got to be a weatherman. You got to, find that. You got to have 2 trails into the one tree stand. Don't follow that shit. You know what I mean? Like, even these scent control people, like, I use ScentBlender because it's natural stuff. You put it in the thing, you turn it on, and it makes a damn good margarita.
It's a neat concept, and I'm surprised it took this long to figure out.
I know, like I told Jamie, I said, you're genius, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I've used blenders before and never even thought of it. I'd just be like, okay.
That thing's got to be insane with pine.
It does. Pine, acorns, you can use pretty much anything. It also, you can make it for like tick repellents. You can make just neutral, and we'll have a couple videos out where you can make that just a neutral scent cover. I don't really believe in that.
Leaves
scent killer. It's just natural. It's real easy to make. You gotta stick around. I'll tell you how to make it. It's real simple, but it's like it ain't worth the shit. Cover scent's about the only way you can do it. And with ScentBlender, I tell people like you can mix anything you want in that area. So the deer are used to smelling that same scent.
Same stuff.
You know what I mean? But it's fun for the kids to go out and grab all these acorns and stuff. It's a great product. It really is. I mean, I wish I could just sit there and look at something and be like, I'm going to make a meal off that. You know what I mean? I'm too dumb, like the can crusher. What dude came up with that idea? That was, he was using a hammer or something, or he's like, I think this will work.
Walking around with a sledgehammer like I always did as a kid.
Yeah,
smash.
I
want Dairy Queen, smash.
Yeah, Dairy Queen. We were telling a story, my dad and I, about that. We used to put sand. My brother said, put sand in the cans. You remember them machines that they were down at Respecs or something? And we just dump all these cans in there. It had dirt and rocks in it, and we make a fortune.
Put it out in the rain for a couple of days.
Yeah, just let the water pick it up. Oh, yeah, it was beautiful. They took that out.
Dump them in that. Yeah, it was the bank across.
Yeah, and then if you kept pulling it, the money would keep coming. It
went straight to Dairy Queen.
Yeah. But yeah, don't believe all the hype, man. These people out there on YouTube are trying to get views, and
like I said, there's 2 types of hunters.
Yeah, meat hunters, trophy hunters, douchebags, and then there's people. What's Highline like saying? Couch warriors or couch. I don't know. He calls them couch warriors or something. He gets so pissed.
Couch hunters.
Somebody called him Snowflake, and it pissed him off. So now, every time I see him, I'm like, hey, Snowflake. He's like, shut up. Just shut up. We had that Pizza Mike dude, and they called him Baloo. And at first, he was like, oh, yeah, that's, I don't take offense to that. Then later on, he started thinking, he was like, do you think they were calling me fat? And I'm like, no shit. Make another pizza. You know what I'm saying? But
Keyboard warriors.
yeah, keyboard warriors. You know. Woo. So I mean, anything else that you could think of that people make mistakes on that could help these people?
Biggest thing is two different styles of hunting for two different reasons.
Right.
I think there's we covered most of them.
I mean, I'm not against trophy hunters. I mean, I blame they're making the hunting into a game, like not like a hobby or something like that. They're trying to turn into like the point systems, the Boone and Crockett. When it first came out, remember Boone and Crockett? Late '80s or something. Boone and Crockett. I think that's when it started coming out.
I don't know when it started.
And they started.
I never saw anything big enough to score.
We never let it live long enough. No. But I mean, like the Boone and Crockett came out. And it wasn't real popular in the 90s because hunting was starting to evolve around the 90s. Like, everybody's like, oh, hunting's awesome. We're like, really? We've been doing this since we were like 6, and then, with Jackie Bushman and Buckmasters, watching the TV shows. You remember him and Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson was with them. And then Real Tree came out. Anyways, and then everybody said, you gotta do this, and this product works really well, and you should buy this 4-wheeler, and you should do. I never had a 4-wheeler till I was older, because my dad'd be like, "There's a hill, go walk." Yep. You need to exercise. Football's coming.
I'm gonna sit here. Yeah. You make a circle. Come towards me.
I want you to walk, and when you walk, make it down to the house, pick me up a sandwich, and then bring it back up.
Yep.
And some more coffee in the thermos. And but I mean, like, just don't. I don't know. It's you learn stuff every single day when you're in the woods. I mean, you got to.
Oh yeah, and you're gonna make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah, you will make a mistake. Maybe it's not oiling up your gun and making sure it shoots properly, or maybe it's
getting your scope caps on a rainy day.
Oh shit, I've done that. Yeah.
You're gonna taking the shot too quick. We missed a coyote 2 months ago because I didn't want to wait.
You just didn't want to wait.
No, I was tired of waiting.
You're like,
I was surprised that we actually found him still out in the field after. I mean, it had already been 20 minutes.
Yeah,
he was still out there, and it started taking off. And I was like, well, because I had my oldest boy with me, and
right,
I was trying to let him take the shot, and old dad gets antsy. So I took the shot off my knee, and it just wasn't sturdy enough.
You tried to John Wayne.
Boy, he booked it. That coyote was gone, man.
Did you know? I don't think I told you. Like in bow hunting, bow season this year, I ran up tree like freaking Mario. I had Highlines up there hanging the camera, getting everything set up, and I shine the light, and I see those eyes, and I go, oh shit! And I'm like, do, and I was clear up there, and then Highlines like laughing. I was like, what's so funny? He's like, I never saw a fat man run that fast in my life. He's like, maybe I seen you run to McDonald's to get a sandwich or something, but anyways, there's all kinds of mistakes that people make. I mean, we don't give you the list of 5 or 10 or 20. You're going to make a mistake every time you hunt. But if you kind of keep it simple, stay away from your stand, and just remember it's hunting, man. It's not, like Zach said, there's 2 types, man. There's trophy hunters, and then there's meat hunters. And if you're a trophy hunter, you need to grow up. And if you're a meat hunter, shoot them all. Kill them. And I know. Every time I say trophy hunter,
and that's why yours looks like this.
Yeah. That's why it's bad. I don't care.
That's why yours had a 6-inch sprint.
I shot that son of a bitch. He ended up 12 yards. I popped his ass, and I was proud. Till I dragged it up that hill, and I was not proud. That's when you know you need to lose some weight.
He was that young. He shouldn't have weighed that much.
He was heavy.
Oh, was he?
Heavy. I did try to pick him up on my shoulder to be a man. I don't know how these people do it. They're like, I tried, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah,
fell over.
We're dragging.
And I just think it's insane, man. But like I said, hopefully some of these tips will help you. I'm sorry we're not like all in order, and then we talk like weird shit. I don't know.
Hey, people have questions.
They like it.
They could put questions on the videos rather than calling people blue or
Oh yeah. No, these people are experts.
experts.
They are. Yeah, they don't like being called trophy douchebag hunters. Look at you. You're looking at me. You're a luxury hunter. You're a luxury hunter. You got the lazy boy and everything else.
I say fair weather anymore. Anymore I'm a fair weather hunter.
Yeah, I don't like the cold anymore.
I had my years of brownest down. And
Yeah, we killed a lot.
we did kill a lot.
We did. Legally.
Oh no, we had the tags. I mean, as a landowner, 25, 30 years ago, you could shoot a lot of deer in West Virginia.
I know. We were like Rambo.
Yeah.
You know,
wiped out whole families.
Yeah, we killed families. We didn't care, but
We've come a long way.
we have.
At least
we
I
have
have.
matured.
I have.
I have too. Some of the other guys on the crew, I question. I question. You know.
No, we're just fortunate enough that we don't have to rely on it.
We don't.
That's very fortunate.
That is. We do work hard.
We can sit there and enjoy the time of sitting there letting little guys go and waiting for big ones and then being ecstatic when we do get a big one.
Just jerky.
Especially with, 3 boys that like to do it, love to do it too.
Then they do it, and they'll drag it out for you.
I couldn't tell you the last time I shot a deer.
Damn it, Zach.
they all shoot them all, not me anymore.
That's good.
I don't need to.
They also drag them, and then you just partake in the meat.
I helped show them how to gut it, put it up, and
That's all you got to do, man.
they got it.
Think of what our dads did. That's what they did. They were like, "Well, you're old enough. Go out there and shoot a damn deer. Come back later."
If it runs off, it was your own fault. Go get
Dad,
it.
I'm cold. I don't give a shit. Wearing extra socks.
Take another sock.
Yeah. But that's all the time we have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. If you want to leave comments on some how-to tips, do not do, or do, leave a comment. Check us out on wherever this podcast is broadcast on any social media. God bless y'all. I'm Paul.
I'm Zach.
We'll see you again.
Thank you for watching this episode of Timber Talk. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We look forward to seeing you all again in the next video.